What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we're going to be previewing round 17, Port Adelaide versus GWS at the Adelaide Oval this Saturday night at 7 o'clock. It's going to be, well, it's kind of a dead rubber game at the moment because our finals hopes are pretty much done and dusted, while there is still a mathematical chance we could make it if we win every single game. It's better off just playing it 1 week at a time and slowly ending the season. It's going to be a painful end because we're not going to be there in September, but regardless, there's still games to be played, there's still pride to be won, and I'm still looking forward to watching my team play on the weekend. So let's get straight into it and preview Port Adelaide versus GWS. Well, Port Adelaide's time has pretty much come on 2022, as I keep saying, as so many other fans know as well. And while others hold out hope and be optimistic about it, I'm going to keep a reserved approach to the rest of the season. I'm just going to enjoy the footy that it's been for what's left for the rest of the year. I think that's the best way to cope and move forward with the scenario the team's in at the moment, and overall just enjoy what we can produce, if we produce good football or not, and cause a few upsets and see how we go from there. And it's very reminiscent of 2015, 2016, 2019, 2018, and I keep mentioning these years that I rattle off. But overall, it's just how it is at the moment, and I'm playing a GWS side that's pretty much in a similar boat. They're going to be playing a good brand of footy. They bet Hawthorn last week, and I've been in somewhat pretty decent touch over the last few weeks. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of GWS outfit does rock up at the Adelaide Oval. And same with Port Adelaide. We've probably been the best side in the comp in terms of form for the last 8 or 9 weeks. And to lose to get Fremantle last week, it was a bit of pill to swallow. And coming back home against the Giants at the Adelaide Oval, it's one of those things where you just say, hey, let's just come out there and pump them. It's just one of those games. I think we just come out and play free. We play, with an expectation of already being, we're not playing finals this year, and let's just come out and smash some teams around. Have a go, have an all-out attacking mindset, and see what we can produce. We're going to bring back Zach Butters in for Lockie Jones, who unfortunately, has another hamstring injury, and whilst he's been in good touch, Zach Butters coming in, gain a bit of form back, gain a bit of confidence. We know Xavier Dersma could be an option to come in as well, since he was a laid out last week. Although I didn't mind Bergman's performance throughout the game, which was really impressive. Jace Burgoyne will continue on to be his first home game at the Adelaide Oval, and he's been fantastic in his debut and deserves another opportunity. And then you look at the ruckman stock that we continually have. Hayes will come out of COVID. Does he get the opportunity to play against maybe a Flynn or whoever else is rucking for GWS at the moment, or do we continue on with a Finlayson, Dixon combo? That Finlayson obviously against his old side, and Dixon seems to have an impact every time he goes into the ruck. So do we continue with that, or does Scott Lycett come straight back into the side and don't worry about playing for the Magpies and actually generally push for an opportunity, to play at the Adelaide Oval against the Giants and play for the AFL foot instead of the SANFL, which that's a whole nother subject at the moment. I think we'll get into a little bit later on. Port Adelaide overall, though, will be coming into this game with an expectation of winning. GWS will be coming in to find a bit of pride, and obviously they're hunting for a coach at the moment. And this could be very much, and I won't say it for Port Adelaide's sake because a lot of people are still on the edge about our coach at the moment. This could be the Alistair Clarkson Cup playoff, where we play off for Clarko to coach next year. In saying that, though, the coach conversation, I will just say quickly from my end personally, will come eventually. But at the moment, let's just play footy. Let's just deal with the rest of the season and see what we can do. I know Port Adelaide's decision-making process will be after the season ends, and that'll be with players, that'll be with coaches. All of that will come in one hit. For now, let's focus on the last 7 games of football and just enjoy footy for being here, and that's what I'm going to be doing. It does suck a little bit too. When you preview a game of footy like this, there's no real reward at the end other than 4 points and winning a game of football. It's hard to really preview. It's hard to really enjoy saying a few things about the game, the expectation of the bigger picture that could happen if we win, the bigger picture if we lose. There is a bigger picture if we lose compared to when we win. If we win, that's another win on the board. That's our 8th win of the year, and we keep ticking them over. If we lose, if Port Adelaide lose to GWS at home, then serious questions do get asked. Those pressures arise. The coaching question definitely comes into fruition. It could almost be a potential, hey, we lost to GWS at home. Port fans of just over 20,000 is what I'm predicting to go. Sack Ken Hinkley. That might come. That might actually happen. Do Port Adelaide pull the trigger if we lose the game of footy this week? I'm not saying it should happen. I'm just saying it's a potential that could be a conversation that eventually happens. Other conversations. Robbie Gray. Who, by the way, Robbie Gray coming back into the side after a few weeks off, niggling knee injury, comes in, has a couple of touches in the first quarter, wasn't really around the footy, the ball wasn't really going down into the forward half, they chuck him in the middle, and it's all of a sudden the midfield ignite. He was getting clearances, he was getting hands on the footy, quick hands, smart play in the midfield. Misses the set shot. Yes, I understand that was a clutch moment, and he lost his clutchness in that second. But one shot on goal doesn't overwrite what he's done and what he can do still. And for people to write him off as a player and say he should pull the pin, I'm scared it will happen, but I personally don't think he's ready. I do still think he's got something to give. And look, a farewell this year might be likely. It could happen, but I'm not writing him off. Robbie Gray's still one of the stars of our list, and he will continue to impress. And I have no doubt that I back him in to put in a better performance this week. Todd Marshall as well will stand up again as a forward. Missed that set shot. Understood. He's one of the best kicks in the game. The pressure gets to you. And they've still got to learn the craft. It happens to the best of them. Look at Robbie Gray, obviously. Todd Marshall's still learning his craft, and he has moments where he does need to still improve, and we might be starring him up, but those moments still got to happen. And I think the key to this week is playing all of these players with the freedom of there's no expectation for you to come out with something on the line. Play footy, play for your mates, play for the enjoyment, play because you're playing in front of your fans at home. GWS are coming here. They have no real point to prove other than they want to win a game of football and they want to continue on. This is the type of game we're playing and could go any way, but I'm tipping Port Adelaide. I'm tipping them by 33 points. I think we make a statement at home. Whilst there's still a mathematical chance, and we play a lot of difficult teams coming up after this, GWS, an opportunity to absolutely put the foot down and maybe gain a bit of percentage in case there's that slight chance things bottle up and we actually still have a mathematical opportunity, and we need some percentage, so go for it at the end. Quickly on selections, as I said, Butters out, Butters in, Jones out. That's what I'm predicting. I know for GWS, Hopper will be back, so that's a massive gain for them. No Bruce still at the moment, so that's pretty handy in terms of ruck stocks. So I do think we go with the Finlayson Dixon combo again, and then Lysette will come back in next week when we play the Demons in Darwin against a Max Gawn and Luke Jackson outfit that will be playing. Obviously, they've been announced to play this week against the Cats, and they'll definitely play next week as well. So a lot of questions still to be asked and needed answers. That'll happen as we continue through the rest of the season. But for now, let's go and beat the Giants. Well, Port fans, that is my preview for round 17, Port Adelaide versus GWS. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more Port Adelaide and AFL content coming away for the rest of the year. My name is Anthony, and as always, come on.